Google Ads has settings that are on right now inside of your ad account that are designed to waste your money. Not by accident, literally by design. And if you're running a small budget, they will eat you alive. 14 years in the industry, well over $100 million in ad spend managed. And these 6 settings are the first things that I rip out of every small budget account before I spend a single cent. And the last one, it isn't even in your settings menu. Because guys, here's what nobody tells you about running Google Ads on a small budget. Google's default settings are not built for you. They're built for advertisers spending $10, $20, $50,000 a month. People who can absorb waste without noticing. But you can't. When you're spending 20 to 100 bucks a day, one wrong setting doesn't just hurt, it kills the entire campaign before it ever had a chance. And the worst part, you'll just keep wondering why Google Ads doesn't work. But it does work, your settings don't. Let's fix that right now. So the first setting, get this wrong and the other 5 do not matter. The campaign type. When you create a new campaign, Google throws every option at you. Search, display, shopping, performance max. It's a buffet. Don't eat at that buffet. Pick search. Ignore everything else. And I can hear it. But Mike, Performance Max covers everything. Yes, it does. And that's precisely the issue. Performance Max takes your 100 bucks a day. It sprinkles it across search, YouTube, Gmail, Maps, like confetti. $2 here, 80 cents on some random display placement that no one will ever convert from. You see, Performance Max was literally designed because there's only so much real estate on the search engine's results page. And it feeds off of advertisers like you by spending your budget on low quality clicks on other platforms. Plus, Google's algorithm needs data to optimize, and you're feeding it breadcrumbs. Search is the only channel where someone is actively typing what they want into Google search. That's intent. That's someone raising their hand saying, I need this right now. Every other channel is you interrupting someone. And interruption advertising on a small budget is just charity work for Google. Performance Max is a weapon, but you don't hand a weapon to someone who hasn't learned to aim yet. Start with search, get profitable, then scale. So now you've picked the right campaign type. That is good. But the next setting is where I see small budgets hemorrhage money faster than anywhere else. If your small budget campaign is failing right now, there's a very good chance that this is why. Match types. When you add keywords to your campaigns, Google gives you 3 options. You have broad match, exact match, and phrase match. And Google, lovely, helpful Google, defaults you to broad match. It's the best option for Google, not for you. So what is broad match? Well, broad match means Google can show your ad for anything that it thinks is vaguely related to your keyword. You target lawn care service, for example. Google shows your ad to someone searching lawnmower for sale. You target emergency plumber. Google shows your ad to someone searching how to become a plumber. Those people will never buy from you, but they'll happily click on your ad and you'll happily pay for it. On a small budget, use phrase and exact match only. Phrase match means that your search has to contain your keywords in a much more relevant way. Exact match means that the search has to closely match your keyword and is the most high intent keyword traffic you can get. Both of these keep your spend focused on people who are actually looking for what you have to sell, not people Google thinks might be interested if you squint hard enough. See, match types control who can trigger your ads, but even with perfect match types, there's a report hiding in your account that will make you physically sick the first time you open it. Negative keywords. Your search terms report shows you exactly what people typed into Google before they clicked on your ad. And I promise you, the first time you open this, you'll feel sick because you will see searches in there that have absolutely nothing to do with your business, and you paid for every single one of them. Now, if you've never opened your search terms report before, after this video, go and look. Tell me in the comments what you found, because I guarantee it's worse than what you think. Here's the non-negotiable. When you're running on a small budget, you check this report every single day. Not Mondays, not Wednesdays, not when I get around to it, every day. You find the junk, you add it as a negative keyword. Think about it for a moment. If you're spending $30 a day and 15 of that is going on irrelevant search terms, that's almost 50% of your budget in the trash every single day. That's over $500 a month burned on people who are never going to buy from your business. Now, do this daily for 2 weeks and your campaigns will transform. I promise you. Your cost per conversion will drop and suddenly that small budget is doing the work of a budget twice its size. Match types control who can trigger your ads. Negatives clean up the mess. Get both right and you've just unlocked the single biggest lever in Google Ads. But even with perfect keywords, there's a setting hiding in your location targeting that is sending your ads to people on the other side of the country or the other side of the planet. This setting genuinely makes me angry because Google buries it. The default is wrong and it affects every single advertiser and almost nobody knows it exists. You set your location target. You pick your city. your radius, your state, whatever makes sense for your business. You think you're done, but you're not. Underneath your location settings, there's a little drop down called location options. The default is presence or interest. Read that very carefully. What that means is that if someone in Tokyo Google's plumber in Dallas, maybe they're curious. Maybe they just fat-fingered their search. Your ad shows up either way, and if they click it, you pay for it. They're 6,000 miles away. They can't serve your business. So what I need you to do, guys, is change it to presence only. That means that your ad can only show to people who are physically in your target location. Real people where you need them to be, who could actually become customers. I have seen accounts where 15 to 25% of budget was going to clicks from people outside of their target location. On a small budget, that is not elite. That is a flood. One drop down, 5 seconds, could save you hundreds if not thousands of dollars every month. And while you're in the location targeting settings, tighten up your geography. If you're a local business advertising statewide, stop. Pick your city, pick a 10, 15, 20 mile radius. Get specific. Mention the city name in your ad copy. People click ads that feel like they are written for them. The more specific that you can get, the further your budget stretches. All right, your keywords are locked, your location is dialed in, but there are two checkboxes. Two tiny checkboxes that are silently funneling your budget into a black hole. This takes 5 seconds, and it might be the easiest money that you will ever save. When you create a search campaign, Google quietly checks 2 boxes for you. Include Google search partners and include the Google Display Network. Uncheck both immediately. Now, search partners, they're random third-party websites that use Google search technology. It's some random directory somewhere that you've never even heard of. The traffic quality from these sites is almost always terrible. Lower intent, lower conversion rates, and what's worse, you have zero visibility into where your ads actually showed. Now, the display network is even worse in this context. These are banner ads on websites. Someone's on a recipe website and your plumbing ad pops up in the sidebar. That person isn't looking for a plumber. They're looking for a lasagna recipe, and you just paid for that click. The thing is, Google opts you into these by default because more placements means more clicks, which means more revenue for them. It has nothing to do with your results. 2 checkboxes, 5 seconds. Do it now. But here's where it really gets interesting, because the next setting controls how much Google charges you for every single click. And the wrong choice here is like handing a toddler your credit card. This is where Google gets really persuasive, and where a lot of small budget advertisers get completely taken for a ride. Bid strategy. Google is going to push you hard towards automated bidding. Maximize conversions, target CPA, target ROAS. They sound incredible. Let Google's AI handle your bids automatically to maximize your results. Now, here's what they don't tell you. Those strategies generally need data, and a lot of data. Google's recommendation is 30 conversions in the last 30 days minimum before smart bidding even starts to work properly. And I recommend larger spend accounts start with maximized conversion and switch to manual if bids are too high. However, if you're spending $30 a day, you might get 5, maybe 10 conversions a month. Google's AI doesn't have enough information. So what does it do? It guesses. But it guesses with your money. For small budgets, manual CPC. You set the max that you're willing to pay per click. Full control. You decide what each keyword is worth based on actual performance. Get 15 to 30 conversions a month consistently, then test smart bidding. Let the algorithm learn from real data. Not from guesswork funded by your small budget, but real data. 5 settings locked in. Your campaign is now tighter than 90% of accounts that I audit. But there's one more. And this one works by making people not click your ad. It sounds backwards, but let me explain. This last one isn't hiding in your settings, it's hiding in your ad copy. And it's the closest thing to a cheat code that Google Ads has. Here's the mechanic behind it. You only pay Google when somebody clicks on your ad. See it but don't click? It costs you nothing. So what happens if you put something in your ad that deliberately repels the wrong people? Put your price in the headline, starting from $500 a month. Put your qualifier in there for businesses with 10 or more employees. Put your location in there, serving downtown Austin only. Everyone who reads that and thinks, not for me, just saved you a click. That's money staying in your account, money that now goes towards a click from someone who is the right fit. Someone who reads that price, that qualifier, and thinks, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So, pin that headline to position 1, so it always shows. Your click-through rate will drop. Good. That's the whole point of the exercise. You're not trying to get the most clicks, you're trying to get the right clicks. On a big budget, you can afford to cast out a wide net, but on a small budget, you have to get surgical. With these 6 settings, you now know more about running Google Ads on a small budget than most people who've been doing this for years. Go into your account right now and check all 6 of them. I guarantee at least 3 of them are wrong. Come back and tell me in the comments which one was costing you the most. I read every single comment and I'll reply. So you don't need a bigger budget, you need a sharper one. Every setting I just showed you does one thing. It kills waste, so the money that you're spending hits harder than an account spending 10 times more. Now, if you got value from this video, you're gonna love this one right here. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.